So you want to practice your scales on the bass? Wait till you see how much fun you can have with just 8 crazy notes. Hi, I'm John Liebman, and I help people who want to learn to play bass, but just haven't gotten very far with it yet, or at least not far enough. You want to practice your scales on the bass? I guess there are a couple of ways you can do that. One is just to play your scales over and over again. And don't forget the arpeggio. If you do that all day long, are you going to get good at playing a 1-octave major scale? Yeah, absolutely. But if you know anything about me, you know I like to make everything groove. If you're working on the technical stuff, if you're working on your scales or anything like that, string crossings, arpeggios, chromatic runs, why not do it in a way that's musically satisfying and fun to play? Something that grooves. So I want to show you a few things here, and I want to have a very limited scope of range. In other words, everything I play is going to be no lower than this note and no higher than this note. And not one note that I play is going to be anything outside of an A major scale. Just those notes. And it is going to take some discipline, but it's also going to force your creativity if you limit yourself to that range and to that family of notes. You don't have to play them all in order, but first, yes, you do need to get those notes under your fingers and learn that shape, which you can play anywhere on the bass, but you don't have to just play the scale the same. I don't want to say boring scale, but if you do anything enough times, it gets boring. So why not make it groove? I'll show you some examples here. Suppose you want to practice your scale, but you want to do it like this. And then you can get more involved, or you can do, what about just a simple walking bass line? I think that's a lot less monotonous than all day long. And again, I didn't play a single note lower than this, nor a single note higher than this, and I didn't play a single note that wasn't in the A major scale. And I played a couple different feels there. You know, you can do something a little, I was going to say funkier, but I think this reminds me of something Paul Chambers would play with Miles Davis on the upright. Yeah, during his one of his solos, he'd go like. you can take that and develop it, you know. Again, conforming to our framework here. How about a shuffle? And you can work in the actual scale as any place that it feels good, that it sounds good, and this is a way to build your technique and have some fun doing it and really nail the scale. Nail the scale, I like that. And again, forcing your creativity when you just confine yourself to, that's just a 1-octave major scale. And of course you can expand beyond that. You can go 2-octave scale. And it doesn't have to be a major scale. You can do the same thing with a minor scale. If you're working on your modes, you can do any of those. Play a Phrygian scale. The point is, yeah, we got to learn our scales. And I have a whole bunch of other videos where I talk about, okay, why do we need to learn the scales? Why do we need to practice the modes? What are we supposed to do with all those notes in order to, you know, make music? But this is a way to get started and a way to do, you know, as Norm Stockton said in one of my interviews I did with him, he says, you got to eat your vegetables. So think of learning your scales, practicing your scales as eating your vegetables. I like vegetables, except asparagus. That's about the only one I don't like. But Brussels sprouts, they're okay. But anyway, I like broccoli. You like broccoli? But eat your vegetables, work on your scales, and make it something that's fun to do, not something that you have to do. And you'll build your technique, and you will learn how to apply that stuff, and you'll be having fun. You'll be making music along the way. So you'll be accomplishing both of those things at the same time. Let me know your takeaways on this. I'm curious what you think. Leave a comment below this video. And if you're not already subscribed to the For Bass Players Only YouTube channel, take care of that right now, because I've got all kinds of tips and advice for learning bass, and you don't want to miss any of them. So I look forward to hearing from you. Eat your vegetables, practice your scales. Let me know if you've got some other ideas about how you can go about this, or anything that you've done or anything that you've experienced. And I look forward to reading your feedback, and I do respond to the comments also. I will see you right back here next week, same time, same place, with another edition of this show, which is called The Essence of Groove, right here on ForBassPlayersOnly.com. In the meantime, I'm John Liebman. Let's play bass.